3 years. Thousands dead. Millions of lives shattered by war. But one question still haunts millions. Why? Why did Russia really start a war against Ukraine? Not the official version. Not what they say on TV. The real reason. Today you'll see what the Kremlin would rather keep hidden. If this video feels important to you, share it. The spread of truth now depends on viewers, not algorithms. The most devastating war in Europe since World War II. And yet, despite the flood of news, most people still don't know the core truth. What are the real reasons behind it? This video is split into 2 parts. I recommend watching part 1 first, where I break down the official narratives. But here, you'll hear the unofficial and far more plausible motives. The ones hidden between the lines, behind speeches, beneath propaganda. Reason 1. War as a dictator's trick. The story of dictators is always a story of war. Hitler blamed Jews and communists, Milosevic, Albanians, Putin, the West, and Nazis in Ukraine. When a dictator has nothing to offer the people, he offers them an enemy. A full-scale invasion became the perfect distraction from corruption, poverty, and stagnation. When war dominates the screen, fewer people ask questions about wages, healthcare, or the future. This is where the main narrative kicks in. Russia is defending itself. From who? NATO? Ukraine? The answer doesn't matter. What matters is that people believe in a threat. By the way, I recently released a deeper video on this topic, worth checking out. You won't regret it. Reason 2. War as an excuse. Hundreds of billions for the military, but not for schools, hospitals, or roads. Why? Because we're at war. Any question about quality of life gets deflected with one line: now's not the time. The motherland is in danger. In just 1 year, from 2024 to 2025, Russia's military spending rose by 13.7%. From 13.1 trillion rubles to over 15.6 trillion. That's more than the combined spending on education and healthcare. And if anyone dares question it, Article 207.3 of the Criminal Code steps in, discrediting the army, and you're no longer a citizen, but an enemy. That's how war becomes a universal excuse, a perfect mask for a government that can't govern. Reason 3. Crushing the opposition. Before 2022, Russia still had islands of freedom, journalists, activists, independent media. After, almost nothing remained. Everyone was forced to flee, go silent, or go to prison. Protest? It's no longer a civic act, it's a crime. Any criticism is treated as treason. Ironically, even the most peaceful slogan, "No to war," became a threat to the regime, because truth is propaganda's greatest enemy. Reason 4. Resources and land. Ukraine isn't just wheat and black soil. It's lithium, graphite, titanium, manganese, essentials for batteries, chips, and military tech. Estimated resource value, up to $15 trillion. Plus 30% of the world's black soil, plus a key agricultural supplier to Europe and China. Seizing such land isn't just geopolitics, it's a survival bet in the resource race of the 21st century. Reason 5. Intentional isolation. An open country is a danger to a dictator. People start to compare, to understand, to doubt. Isolation is as vital to Putin as oxygen. Under the guise of defensive sanctions response, Russia shut itself off from the world. Now there's only one voice inside, the Kremlin's. The narrative, they hate us. The goal, to make sure no one wants to leave, to eliminate all alternatives. Reason 6. The Imperial Dream. Greater Russia. Putin isn't just a politician, he's a historical revisionist. He called the collapse of the USSR the greatest catastrophe, and the restoration of lost territories historical justice. To people like him, Ukraine isn't just a neighbor, it's a symbol of defeat. Without it, Russia is not an empire, just a country. And for Putin, that is unacceptable. Reason 7. Kyiv, mother of Russian cities. Kievan Rus, the cradle of East Slavic civilization. The Russian Orthodox Church began there. In Kremlin rhetoric, it's a sacred city that can't choose a different path. When Ukraine turns to Europe, it's not just geopolitics, it's a personal betrayal, a rejection of a shared destiny. For Putin's elite, it's a rupture of almost religious proportions. And that's why the one people narrative is so dangerous. It denies identity, choice, the freedom. Reason 8. A show of force. After 2014, Russia began losing allies. Kazakhstan, Armenia, Moldova all started looking west. The Kremlin decided, time to show what happens when you walk away. The war was meant to be a warning, a lesson. You don't mess with us. To the West, a challenge. This is how we play. Will you risk it? To the post-Soviet world, a message. You're not independent. We decide who you are and where you belong. Wars rarely start from just one reason. They're a fusion of ideology, fear, greed, and hunger for power. But when you have 8, all pointing in the same direction, it's hard to ignore the real picture. This is not a liberation. It's not the defense of the homeland. It's one regime's war against the future. Nearly 80% of Russians today cannot speak freely about their beliefs. Across the country, from Kaliningrad to Vladivostok, fear has become the norm. But the real danger isn't that people are afraid. It's that millions have gotten used to being afraid. Now ask yourself, what would you say if you watched this video 20 years from now as a record of the past? Did you stay silent or speak up? Watch or act? Truth doesn't always win, but without it, victory is impossible. If you've made it this far, you are exactly the kind of viewer this video was made for. Leave a like, share it, drop a comment. Algorithms won't do it, but you can.